When she is calm, she is respectful. Other times, she gets triggered and disrespects. Thoughts?
Well, it's part of setting and enforcing healthy boundaries. And you want to have somebody that's easygoing, easy to get along with. I mean, everybody gets grumpy. They get in a shit mood. They wake up on the wrong side of the bed. And a good, healthy girl is going to come to you and say, hey, sorry for being a bitch yesterday, or sorry for being a bitch earlier in the morning. This morning I was grumpy, or this happened, or whatever. And sorry if I took it out on you. That's what a good woman's going to do. A woman who is just a belligerent jackass about it and doesn't care and continues to do it over and over and over again and continually violates your boundaries, it's the only thing that's going to change is you either put up with it or you give her the gift of missing you permanently to go find somebody who will treat you properly. Because life's too short.
Well, also, you shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody that talks down to you or anything like that. I mean, like Corey was saying, yeah, there are days where you get grumpy and you're gonna clash, you're gonna butt heads, but it's just a simple fact of, making it up to one another and saying, I'm sorry. And even though it's, they probably were, talking back to you, calling you names or whatever, you have to, apologize and, recognize your actions and then try to not do those things again. You can't make it a reoccurrence of just fighting because then your relationship isn't going to work.
Yeah, you can go with the flow and diffuse with humor, but, first few times, no big deal. 5 times, 10 times in a matter of months. But once it's like the 80th or the 100th or the 50th time that she's just a sour puss or a sour person and just takes it out on everybody around her, it's eventually every guy is going to get tired of that at some point. They're going to get tired of being berated or always having a woman that's trying to tweak their balls and trying to emasculate them. It's like, women are supposed to make our dicks hard, not our life. And a girl that's going to make your life hard just does not deserve to be in it. And that's just the harsh reality. That's why sometimes you got to send them on down the road. If she's not willing to correct her behavior and is not willing to change and treat you better, it won't get better. Because if you stay with her, it teaches her that it's okay and she'll keep doing it. But if you leave her and then the next guy leaves her for the same reasons, maybe eventually she grows up and realizes that most men don't, at least masculine men, don't want to be with an insufferable cunt. That's the bottom line. And if she's determined to be an insufferable cunt and thinks that you just have to put up with it, then, she's going to get the gift of missing you permanently if you're smart, because it won't ever stop. The more you stay, the longer you stay, the more you tolerate, the more she gets away with it, the more she does it. Because deep down, she knows that her behavior is out of line.
It's like when that happens, it's just basically her trying to make you like you her bitch, or like she's like the boss.
Too masculine. Usually women like that have fathers that are soft, or they have no father at all. And so they're used to, especially if they're really super beautiful and confident, they're used to walking all over men. They walked all over their stepdads or their uncles or their grandfathers or their dad that was mostly not there, and that's what they expect. They expect to be able to kick men in the nuts all the time because that's what they're used to. And unfortunately, there's a lot of guys in society that are beta males that'll keep putting up with it. So that enables their behavior further as well.
I actually think that what this guy should focus on is what's getting her triggered. Because if you could find out what's getting her triggered and why she's disrespecting you, then maybe you guys have like a shot of finding like a common ground and communicating properly. But if not, then you guys are going to continue to argue, or she's not going to have that equilibrium of the calm, respectful, like feminine energy towards you. Whatever's triggering her may or may not be coming from you, but your job as a role of like a masculine man is to stay unperturbed. And if you're not going to stay unperturbed, then you're not withholding like your end of the bargain. So those are my thoughts on that. If she has that calm and respectful demeanor, it's clearly there. So work on trying to find that and navigating her back towards that.
Yeah, women that have good relationships with their dads and who respect their fathers will typically apologize. And women that are used to walking all over their fathers are going to assume they can walk all over you, or even when you have an agreement and she seems to hear you and understand it and say she's not going to do it again, it's like she'll either respect the boundaries or she won't. If she won't respect the boundaries, then, like I said, there's only so many conversations you can have about the same issue over and over and over again. And if she's not going to want to respect it, then you guys just aren't compatible, and that's okay. Let some other guy go deal with that, because there'll probably be a dude out there that'll put up with that shit because he's used to it, and they can berate each other and live happily, everly, miserably after.